I had visitors at the house today. It was a sedan, it was a gray sedan, and a GMC pickup truck. They came into the house through the window, and when I walked out into the studio area, they jumped out of the window and ran and sped off. So I want to say that to the city of Alpharetta, the city of Milton, please allow me to stay here while I get myself together and get resources to get my daughter out of foster care and get visitation. I'm still grieving her mother. Her mother was murdered a few days ago, and I only have guidance to go off of. That's the only reason I found shelter. The mental hospitals are not where I belong. I'm still dealing with the situation with Social Security, with not Social Security, with the payee service, where they're not giving me my money. So I have the resources. I have around $7,000 in my Social Security account that they won't give me access to because the payee service is saying that they need to pay my rent, and like they've completely robbed me of control. Um, the only reason that I have housing at all is because of following guidance. As everyone who follows these accounts that Satu and I manage, thank you, Satu, my beloved wife, for your help. Um, Muna Ahmed, Muna Ahmed Kelly, another murdered wife by Matt Field, our stalker, gave me a dream to come north and contact her brother, Nasser Ahmed. When I called Nasser, he told me I have a spot you can crash, and it's a dance studio. So he guided me here, he dropped me off, and they have been giving me guidance on what I can do to keep myself sustained. And right now I'm grieving, and I'm having a very hard time digesting Erica's murder. It was a long search, and before she went missing, there was a long period of what I understand to be postpartum depression and NICU trauma for the neonatal intensive care unit. And I feel very sad because I realize a lot of people don't understand what it's like. So I'm not angry, at least in this moment, but I do understand that internet rumors are what ruined our lives. The internet and its culture changes constantly, and you can be victimized. My daughter is in foster care. She was taken. I haven't been given instructions on what I need to get her back, except intensive inpatient mental treatment. And that's just not true. I was told at Georgia Regional that I needed grief counseling. But now I'm in a position where I don't have money for grief counseling. And I did have a job for a short time at Branch and Barrel where the cook threatened to lynch me. I mean, it was like undertones, but it was the kind of thing that you just don't let slide. So when Bill the cook looked at me and said, "Stefan, how many loops does it take to tie a noose?" and then got angry at me when I said, "I didn't come off a slave ship. My family's been here for thousands of years. I have to research that." And then the police were called on me when I questioned Bill about it because I was scared. I thought Bill was gonna I thought I was gonna get dragged out of this house and hung up on a tree. And now that I follow the guidance of my ascended wife, Muna, and my second ascended wife, Erica, I'm a two-time widow. So it's easy to say, to judge. I resisted alcoholism. I was drinking beer, I was drinking a beer every 2 days. But then when I noticed, I said, I'm buying a beer every day. That's not healthy. So I don't beg for money. I'm down to $58. And I'm thankful for the businesses in the area that have been generous enough, because there are no places for needy people in Alpharetta, at least this part of Alpharetta. And due to coronavirus quarantine, it's like resources are scant. Resources are so scant. And when Alpharetta Police Department came to service Branch and Barrow after I was threatened, and not to mention Bill was systematically knocking my cigars down, and I learned colloquially just from asking around, if somebody's knocking your cigars down, that means they want to knock you off. So it was all these things together. It was Bill the cook, Chef Todd's cook for Branch and Barrel and Duke's, had a problem with me, so I challenged him on it. Officer Rocks of the Alpharetta Police Department told me if I were going to get noosed, I wouldn't come around here, and gave me criminal trespassing. I'm confused, but I don't know what to tell you. But I'm very confused. I'm determined to survive quarantine and see my daughter again. And then there was light that we got on Danielle Mashanga, the defects representative that took Coral into custody and never gave me visitation rights again. There was a back massager video where Coral said, "Daddy, I want a massage. Let's make a video." Innocent back massager video. And I was accused of sexual misconduct. But then I found out that Danielle Mashanga is not too long ago, worked at a strip club. And as old as she is, she was in a position of responsibility, which would be the only, maybe, I don't know if it was a strip club, but it was something for him entertainment with 2 T's. So the interesting thing, everybody that's victimized my family, Matt Field, Danielle Mashanga, primarily, they all have a history of prostitution. So I'm connecting dots, and the irony is, in channeling, Jesse told me I'm selling Sartu. So I couldn't hold. I told people, I said, you will not sell Sartu. And I told people, I said, the store manager at Kroger sells women. Next thing I know, Erica pops up dead. So there's not really, I don't see a sense of justice, but I know that if I continue following divine guidance, I'm praying. I'm working on my language so that I can communicate my message to a broader group of people, our message, our family message. As an Ahmed, I have to follow guidance. That's how we raise our children and guide our relatives. That's Ishmael Ahmed. So I'm fasting right now to cleanse myself. I'm reading Erica's Kindle, and I'm learning that it's important to interact with your family digitally. And there's so many secret places on people's cell phones. Erica had a cell phone plan that we knew nothing about. It's not working now. And the irony of the whole thing is this. When I found her iPad, Sartu guided me to her iPad. It had a data plan on it. Erica had no income. The data plan went away. And after February 2nd, 2020, which my friend Teresa from she's from the United Kingdom, but she got illegally caught up in the mental health care system. Watch a movie called Changeling with Angelina Jolie. It's my story. It's Teresa's story. Teresa let me know that February 2nd, 2020, February 2nd, Super Bowl Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday is the biggest day for kidnapping and for women to be abducted and sold into sex trafficking in the country. So please understand that I've been victimized. The only reason I have shelter is from following divine guidance. The mental hospital is very unhealthy. When you go in, what used to be a 36-hour hold or 72-hour hold is now 14 days. Because once they bring you in the intake, they want you to stay for 14 days for coronavirus quarantine. Which is ironic because if you're bringing in people from outside, if somebody were to have coronavirus, which the symptoms are that of the common cold and not of that what we've seen in Wuhan, China, where the coronavirus reportedly originated, never mind all the patents, you'll never get out of the mental hospital. Never. And at this point, the mental hospitals are not allowing people to touch grass. You are not able to ground yourself. You're under fluorescent lights. Windway in, I believe it's in Decatur, maybe it's in Atlanta, but it's in DeKalb County. They did have a small play area where you could get a little sunlight. But now, with the temperature, I doubt if they're even allowing that. So I have to just share with you that the amount of suicides in mental hospitals are increasing with corona quarantine. Darnell is in the building. I almost let myself go. That was my friend. That was my friend. It is my friend in Windway. And the reason Darnell got sent to the mental hospital was because my family felt I was too active. I exercise, I eat healthy, and I don't sleep that much. I need about 4 to 5 hours of sleep a day. They are under the impression that everyone needs 8 to 10 hours of sleep. So since I wasn't sleeping as much as they do because they're inactive, they called 1013 on me, saying that I was crazy. He was from Tennessee, and those are his words. So I would really like some help. Um, Guidance on how to get help. I don't expect anyone to take care of me. I follow Ishmael and Hayat's directions on what I can do to stay emotionally stable and grounded, and that's what they provide for me. I am not their biological child. They are my family via Muna Ahmed Kelly. I keep dropping that. She told me to call her that before her untimely exodus. After. I'm sorry, we weren't at that level yet. I want everything to be honest. I want somebody to talk to me in person, help me. I've been the victim of so much injustice. Our family has seen so much injustice. I am a space program alumni. I'm not crazy. And now that the bad people are out of my life, I'm not angry like I was. I was being constantly attacked on Instagram for um the brand that Muna and I worked together on, Love Bombers, was being suppressed. And I still don't understand exactly why, but it got bootlegged like a lot. Well, maybe that's the reason, but Luna just didn't live long enough to help me see the business plan through. And at this point in time, it's been 2 years, so I know a lot of people don't even know who Muna is or what her energy was like. So I have to keep her name alive and her memory alive so that I can maintain contact with her angelic being because I love her. I'm a two-time widow. Please have mercy on me. I'm guarding this house. Something illegal was about to go down. And when illegal things are happening on a property in the neighborhood, that brings the vibration of the neighborhood down, and that also increases the risk of somebody being victimized by a random act of crime. Please don't send me to the mental hospital. Please don't send me to jail. Please allow me to live here and get myself together. My wife Sartu needs me at a particular vibration for her to take me into her life. So I have personal work to do, and I'm not angry at her for that. And I understand. We had a stalker. We had a stalker take out 2 women in our family, so there's certain things I have to clean up in the wake of that before I can have a lifelong companion. Because that's all I want from you. Lifelong companionship. I don't want your money. I wouldn't mind you cooking for me as a gift, but I'll cook for you. Your sexual fantasies are all in my palm. I love you so much for the support and guidance you give us to Yasmin Ali Kelly. Level with me in person when the time is right. When the time is right. Please help the community understand in that special way you interact and communicate that I'm someone that's worthy of help and I'm someone that's worthy of living a comfortable lifestyle like everyone else with basic ass work. Basic work, like go to work, Um, Now that Erica's been murdered, maybe my IT reputation can be restored that we really had a stalker and I was victimized.